And here we are. This is Double Talk. My name is Mark Steffen.
And who am I? Teddy Aspen Sanchez
You're
or
Mark
Michael
Steffen.
Mandel?
Oh, yeah.
I'm Michael Schwartz Mandel.
Schwartz?
Schwartz. Yes. He can call himself Teddy Aspen Sanchez.
Well, you've been in Mexico. You have a nice tan.
No, I don't. I didn't stay out in the sun. That would make me look like a Mexican. Then I wouldn't get back across the border. Don't you understand how that works? Don't you read the papers?
Figured you had all the correct papers.
Oh, yeah, I did.
Well, thanks for coming back. Thanks, Teddy, last week.
Thanks for keeping my seat warm,
for sitting
Teddy.
in, yes. And so Michael was on vacation. You tend to take a lot of those, I noticed, throughout the year.
That's because I'm a retired man. And that's what you do when you're retired.
Gosh.
You have to take vacations because it gets too tense being retired. The
Gosh,
pressure.
A youngster like me, man, I can hardly wait.
Yes. Well, what do you got, another 5 years?
Oh, who can afford to retire in this economy?
Well, if you can't retire, here's a good substitute. We're tasting
Olive oil?
Oh, you want to do olive oil? Let's talk about olive oil.
Well, this is olive oil. This happens to be the Pompeian brand of olive oil. Now, I was just reading just yesterday how
It's on Facebook.
How so many olive oils are fake. And they have a little bit of olive oil and they mix it with a lot of other fake olive oils like corn oil or other vegetable
fake
oils.
olive oil, it's other oil.
Other oils. And this happens to be one of them. The truth,
according to the list you read, it's one of them. And I did read a list and that was on it. Doesn't say how much added stuff is on there.
No, it doesn't.
But it does say that if they add the canola oil or the sunflower seed, is it sunflower?
Who knows?
Seed oil, they put a little chlorophyll in it to make it green.
To keep it green like olive oil should be. And I did the test where you put this in the refrigerator.
The so-called test.
For an hour.
I'm just the little footnote at the
and
end
there
of
are
everything you say.
Yeah, okay. And then it's supposed to cloud up and kind of semi-congeal. This did not do that like all olive oils had. I've done it in the past, and they have done that.
Well, first of all, if you, by mistake, keep your olive oil in the refrigerator in the past, it gets cloudy, and you think it's bad.
It's not.
They do this as a benefit to you, Mark, to add other oils to keep it from clouding. When you put it in the refrigerator.
When you put it in the refrigerator, actually, it helps it last longer.
You know, we did smell. You know, smell has a lot to do with understanding things. It smells olive oily.
Sure.
But then again, you smell garlicky and you're not a garlic.
They may put fragrance in it as well. So next week, I'm going to have an entire list of all the fake olive oil brands out there, and we will...
This says robust. One of the things you did mention is that they show quality seals, and in this case, it shows the American Olive Oil Association seal. It also has a quality monitored seal from the USDA.
That means no GMOs.
And no GMOs, not okay, I'm not saying that this is not a tainted olive oil, but I'm saying that there's so many possibilities. That's why we get single malt Scotch, not blended, because with single malt, you get that single malt.
That's right. There's no substitutes.
And the way that works is these are both 12-year-old Scotches from the Highlands of Scotland, and so they're made a certain way, different than the Speyside and the island of Islay.
Or the lowlands of Scotland.
The lowlands of Scotland, I think they consider England.
Ooh.
Anyway, these are both high alcohol ones. This one I got for my wife for Valentine's Day, and that's why we're drinking it now, because Valentine's Day is over.
What day?
Valentine's Day.
Times.
It's Valentine's.
Times what?
It's when you get Valentine's. Anyway,
Let's taste it.
This is 48% alcohol.
Now, what does a bottle like this cost, Mike?
Oh, it's the Scotch that costs the money. The bottle's free.
Oh, well, the Scotch within the bottle. You know, you pay for packaging.
I think this is $60 or $70. But it was Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day. That's quite a smooth Scotch and
smooth, but
robust.
With a little bite, a little back of the mouth, of the throat.
That's what you'd expect from a fine Scotch.
So, are we going to take a break now? Do you want us to take a break now?
We're going to take a break real soon.
Because then we're going to finish this, and this is made with, I think there's a sherry and bourbon casks. Casks.
That have been used for those things.
Yes.
Now they're being used for whiskey, Scotch.
They say it tastes like fresh heather. I never had a girlfriend named Heather, so I couldn't say. Poached pears.
Poached?
Poached pears. I've never had poached pears.
I've poached pears and apples.
And a slight bit of oak. This is fruity, solid, filled out.
You can sip this on the rocks all day, really.
Or you can sit anywhere you want. And just keep sipping it.
You could.
Or you could put the little water in it. You know, if it's usually with the Island of Isla Scotches, you put a little water in it because it's too peaty, at least for me.
Well, that's what couple of ice cubes would do. It would slowly melt and
that would be good.
And it would actually change the flavor of it.
It actually opens up the flavor of the water. And one of the things you could use is one of those solid golf ball looking ice cubes. That's the new thing, one ball there.
Right.
So when you drink it, it hits your nose.
Okay. Listen, we're gonna take a look at a couple of things real quick, and then we're gonna
we'll do
be
this
right
scotch.
back and look at this scotch right here.
Zane, what are you going to be doing on March 11th?
I'm gonna be a celebrity waiter.
Come join us on March 11th at 6 o'clock at the Team Zane Celebrity Waiters Benefit Care.
Come and join us.
Come, me friends, I found a crock of gold. Celebrate with a corned beef and cabbage dinner, a live Irish band, and lots of fun to behold.
Join us for an authentic Irish celebration fundraiser at the Las Cruces de Noche Lions Club and Community Center. Music by Irish party band The Hooligans. Saturday, March 18th, enjoy a corned beef and cabbage dinner and show with entertainer Frankie Davis. 2 shows, 4 to 6 p.m. and 7 to 9 p.m. All proceeds will benefit the Wounded Warrior Project and the needs of the citizens of Las Cruces. Saturday, March 18th, 2 dinner shows to select from. Tickets are only $25 each for dinner and show. This is one celebration dinner you don't want to miss.
I'll be there, don't you know? Yeah, you know, we're battling high winds this week, Michael.
We're battling them.
Since
I'm trying to
Thursday.
get- yes.
And apparently these high winds are going to continue through the end of the week.
Let's see. But it's March. That's the windy month.
Allegedly.
We're getting into March. It's been so, since we moved here, we've lived here, a quarter of a century or more.
Yes,
but
we
these
have.
last 5 years doesn't work the same way it's always worked before, where March means high wind and the rest of the year it's fine.
March, that means spring comes in like a lion and goes out like a lamb.
And to recognize the winds, and also St. Patty's Day, which is coming,
Coming
we're
up next
drinking
month.
scotch. In fact, we started doing our alcohol tastings on St. Patty's Day about 4 or 5 years ago.
Something like that, yes.
Because we realized that
We began with tasting Irish whiskeys, and we'll do that again this year, the week of St. Patty's Day.
or
As
variations.
we always do.
Well, we did 4 years ago, and then
You can't have too much Irish
then-
whiskey.
No, you don't want too much Irish whiskey.
No, you can't have too much,
You can,
but you
but
can't
you don't
taste
want
it too much.
Yeah, no, Irish whiskey is good. It's not as complicated as this stuff. This stuff is so dense and tasty.
Is that because they've been doing it longer than the Irish? Or the Irish are just more
I don't
basic?
know. I think Ireland was established far sooner than Scotland.
Has it?
There's stuff about Scottish whiskey. They're, I don't know, pure. They do the peat.
Well, see, they're on an island, so they're their own thing.
Right,
And so
Ireland
there's
is.
less influences from.
I think they're more
England.
influenced by beer, and beer is milder, and Scotch and Irish whiskey, it's a little milder than Scotch. Scotland is colder. You need really strong flavor to keep you alive and awake. You know, you're dying in a snow mountain, and you go, he needs some Scotch to wake him up, and it wakes him
Well,
up.
Scotland is more laid back than Ireland. You know, Ireland, they're always so busy. They're running around and they're.
So
bashing
anyway,
everybody.
this is Deanston Scotch. This one was a 48% alcohol one. This is 46.8%, so it's
Think
pretty
we'll tell
close.
the difference?
Yeah, I think so. This
It's
is
got a different
really,
bouquet, I'll tell
this
you
one
that.
doesn't have as much oak and barrelness. It's a cleaner flavor.
And stronger at some point.
You're not supposed to inhale
palate.
into tobacco.
My goodness.
It's strong and clear. There's a clear, it's not poached pear or anything. You taste a little bit of the oak. You don't taste any smokiness, but you taste barley.
Well, it's interesting how different these
It's
actually
so clean.
are.
These are both non-chill filtered.
What does that mean?
I have no idea. Most people, I guess, when they filter stuff, it's icy cold. This isn't done that way. It's from a similar area, similar alcohol content.
Again, I think
But
on,
they're very
on the
different.
rocks, this would be very nice. Just to sip for a while.
I like my scotches neat.
You like them neat?
Yes, I don't make my bed, but I like my scotch neat.
Yeah. Now,
So if you want a more, one, I think this has more of a kick, a little bite. It's got a little bit more alcohol, and it's got a lot of enhancing flavors. This is just a pure
I enjoy them
Scotch
both, I must say.
Oh, I thought you would.
I could easily sip both of them at any time.
But they are different.
Now, we had, there's a settlement this week, thanks to the Las Cruces Police Department's violent cops.
That's pretty much a picture, except for the hat.
Well, it's the second settlement thanks to our violent cops in a week.
Well, we remember this was, actually this was 2015, wasn't it, that this attack occurred?
Right.
It took a while.
In this particular attack, the police beat a guy up in handcuffs, already in jail. Two cops came in and severely beat him. They broke his jaw, broke his face, broke all kinds of bones.
You probably remember the video. I mean,
we showed the video on this show.
And the guy
2
gets
years
kicked
ago.
around. But before, he was arrested for beating up his girlfriend, and he resisted the cops. But this was outside the jail. Once they got him inside the jail, they continued to beat him up, kneeing him. Like, you wouldn't even fight a kid like that in high school.
Well, he's behind bars. I think he was taunting them. And, police officers, as a rule, tend to be insecure bully boys with a sense of entitlement.
And
these cops
they know how
proved
to
it.
control their anger.
They proved they don't know how to control their anger. And so in fact, this fellow was suing the city for $12 million. They wound up settling for $400,000.
Which is a deal.
Unlike the ruling last week, they cost the city $1.6 million.
On the other hand,
When the cops beat a woman and broke her nose and broke her wrist.
the city is reluctant to pay the Doniana Arts Council a little over $120,000 for a whole year of entertainment.
Yes,
At
and
the
that's not a
Red
settlement.
It's not a settlement. That's getting something, unless you consider watching people getting beat up in jail entertainment. It was amusing if you didn't care about what was happening to the guy.
Right. So the Arts Council and the Rio Grande Theater, I think, that's a cheap investment for the
Yes,
city.
keeping people off the street and letting them be entertained.
Well, sure, because it encourages more of the same. It encourages people to move here because there's a culture.
That's true. Quality of life is what it's called.
Right.
And speaking of quality of life, Steve Pierce is not giving a town hall. Or is he?
Not on purpose. No. And on Friday there was a fake town hall. They had a Steve Pierce dummy. I don't know how they could tell the difference, but standing in for Steve Pierce. There it is.
Yeah.
And so they had a fake town hall where they could ask their questions and their concerns. He decided. A lot of people think that maybe Steve Pierce isn't running for office again, so he doesn't have to have any town halls.
Well, he
I
doesn't
tend
want
not to believe that.
Everybody have sent letters to him, and you get replies which just reestablish his point of view, his quality of life, which is that he keeps his oil company running. And he's complaining about fracking and all this stuff and how New Mexico is doing worse than everybody else, but they're actually doing the same as everybody. And it's not because of New Mexican rules from the ecological restrictions. It's because there's too much gas.
Well, the price of oil and gas has gone down.
And that's supply and demand.
And unfortunately,
it's not
New Mexico has put all their eggs in one basket, relying on the taxes from gas and oil instead of on the movie business
or as you said, you were just talking about the chicken growing business. Yeah. Eggs in one basket. If we grew chickens, we'd have more eggs in a basket.
Well, sure. And Steve Pierce is the sixth wealthiest member of Congress.
Really? Sixth
wealthiest, yes. And so, he's got plenty of money. And if he needs money to run for office, all he has to do is ask the Koch brothers if he doesn't have enough.
He's probably getting it from them anyway.
As I've run against Steve Pierce twice for Congress. Not me personally, but I was a senior staffer on 2 congressional campaigns against Steve Pierce. And it's hard for candidates to run against Steve Pierce in the fundraising process. And all Steve Pierce has to do,
unlimited funds,
he can see how much money this candidate is raising, and all he has to do is raise a little bit more, which is no problem for him.
Oh, yeah. And he's got the entire eastern side of
he's got a
New Mexico.
gerrymandered district to boot.
It works. We're going to take a break now, not from Steve Pierce, but from the show, and finish up these scotches and make our final determinations that we like both of them.
I think we'll try this one again.
Few Americans have ever heard of a practice called wildlife killing contests. This is a practice where predators, particularly coyotes, bobcats, foxes, even wolves, are targeted. The person who kills the most is awarded a gun, a belt buckle, a ribbon.
We're depleting the ecosystem of all the components that lead to a healthy ecosystem and a healthier environment for us to live in.
If we have to exterminate all the native species to ranch, then we probably shouldn't be ranching.
We have an idea of the integrity of nature. We ask people to be mindful of the relationship between humans and wild animals. Both have a job to do.
We're going to lose these beautiful animals, animals that have just as much right to be here as we do.
Hi, I'm Cheryl Burke, and I have a confession to make. I have a serious crush on my workout. Hip, fun, and always a challenge. Jazzercise is the total package. It's the only workout that I've ever truly loved. Does it show? That's because I'm in the best shape of my life. What a difference Jazzercise makes. When's the last time your workout swept you off your feet? Find a class near you at jazzercise.com.
Celebrate, celebrate, Fiesta Motors.
Come and see us today and discover why our service is second to none. In business for over 17 years, we have the right car for you. When you buy a vehicle from Fiesta Motors, we do everything possible to ensure your satisfaction. Located at the corner of El Paseo and Main. See you there.
Celebrate, Fiesta Motors, where buying a car is always a celebration.
This happens to every waiter, but everyone agrees.
I got a good idea.
Yes.
What should we call it?
I know. Revenge of the Nerds. Yes. When shall we have it? March 11th. 6 p.m. Las Cruces Convention Center. Nerds, 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 nerds.
We are back. This is Double Talk, Michael.
Oh, thanks.
I know
I
you've
thought
been
it was just
gone.
my lisping and stuttering that makes it Double Talk.
Mark Steffen, Michael Mandel. We're back here on Double Talk.
Drinking scotch.
We're tasting, sampling.
Tasting. I haven't had a drink of this. And you know,
I don't drink.
I don't drink either. I just taste.
Yes.
Scotch is made to be tasted and
savored.
Slowly. People look at drinks. We were, you might as well mention, I was in Puerto Vallarta, but you ask people what they like to drink. You go, margaritas. You know, that's like having alcoholic limeade or something, right? Pretty much.
I don't mind a margarita, but
I don't mind a margarita
anywhere.
either. But you know, a quality margarita is way better than they do margaritas 2 for 1. You know, happy hour 2 for 1. You go past a clothing store in Puerto Vallarta, and the guy's going, happy hour. And you go, what? 2 for 1 clothes or something?
Yes, of
happy
course.
Hour.
Yes.
Now, this is happy hour.
What we're talking about is Steve Pierce and funding. You know, the governor has cut school funding.
More and more.
And yes, $3.7 million cut from Las Cruces public schools. And I'm thinking, where are they going to make these cuts? Of course, to the teachers.
Of course.
I'm thinking
ultimately to the students, who are the ones who have to go into the workforce, that is far more highly technical and needs much more.
Well, instead of cutting the teachers, how about cutting the coaches? Because the coaches don't teach, education.
No.
They teach sports.
And then they'll cut, but they're willing to cut music and art.
Music and arts goes first, instead of sports.
Any kid could run around and throw a football and not wear protective stuff, and that's more fun. Any kid could play stoop ball or get stick ball or anything like that.
Very few kids will go on to a career in sports, but many kids can go on to a career in the arts because it's quite a diverse.
You have to be really, really good to get into sports. Are we talking about the wall now? Is that a person who is being sent back over the wall?
That's the governor whose parents are from Mexico.
Oh my God! How'd they get over here? What? She's the one doing the cuts in education.
Right. And so, but one way to raise money that the state is doing is to have a new license plate. It's a chili pepper license plate. And it costs $35 a year.
I have a better way to make money.
How is that?
Tax Steve Pierce. He's the 6th richest congressman.
Man in Congress. No, he knows how to not pay taxes like our president.
Yes,
but
it's all a deduction.
If you want to get the chili pepper license plate, I guess this is it without the enumeration.
All right, but do you choose red or green? I guess you get red.
I don't know. I wonder.
Yeah, red or green.
Are you stuck with red or green? Well, red chili, green calyx, and stem.
Calyx, that's a big word.
Yeah. So $35 a year for the new chili pepper license plate. I happen to have still the hot air balloon license plate.
There's plenty of nice license plates. You can get NMSU license plate.
Yeah.
You can get
the
child something. You can get a handicap license plate. Do you know the benefit of those?
I think you should get one of those.
Well, you get to park wherever you want.
Do you have that?
No, but
you need to hang.
You know, when you go to a handicap stall in the bathroom, do you have to hang up your handicap license?
No, just lock the door and you're in.
Make them wait like everybody else.
Now, you know, at NMSU they have the Chili Pepper Institute, which I recommend people go see. They have all kinds of products you can buy there that you can't get anywhere else, including tomato plants,
ghost peppers,
chili plants, ghost pepper salsa, all kinds of salsas. You can buy plants that you can grow at home. And now, for the first time, NMSU has a ruling that if you want to be a regent of NMSU, at least one of the regents has to be in agriculture.
Oh,
has to have a background in agriculture. They tried to get 2 regents, but they wound up selling for 1 regent. At least has to be from a background in agriculture,
well,
which makes sense with an agricultural university.
We have a big agricultural school. We started as an agricultural school. I had a chili relleno stuffed with chicken in Mexico.
Yes.
Chili was sort of like
mild.
Yeah, it's like, you know, I don't like hot stuff, but I like flavor.
Yeah.
And our chili peppers are so much more flavorful, and they should learn how to do it like we do.
Well,
I don't know how you learn that. You make an ag school probably.
Well,
and then grow Slim Jims.
We're in the USA. You were down in Mexico, and in between the two is a border.
I know.
And on that border is a wall.
I had to sneak across it.
Which way?
Back home.
Oh.
Back here.
Yes. Now, Trump wants to build a wall. Apparently he doesn't realize there already is one.
It's the most ridiculous thing in the wall. They keep talking about there should be a wall. There is so much protection. I mean, people are not going to go where there are no walls. They've already built walls where people are going across. People, let me just say this. I don't want to embarrass anybody or denigrate anybody. People in America are so stupid. They think they need a wall continuously, like it's the Great Wall of China. You know, people can get over the Great Wall of China. In fact, there's tours.
Yes.
And just coming across the border, because we actually had to walk across the border because we took Mexico.
But then you had to take a taxi to the airport?
No, and then we had somebody pick us up at both places. There are so many cars and trucks coming through the border.
Sure, it takes an hour to get through.
Endless line of large tractor trailers.
Well, it seems
so
to me
things are coming across.
If you have a wall, okay, and there's a gap in it, that's where they're going to come. So that's where you station your personnel to catch them.
Or they're not coming there, and that's why you don't care. You know, these go pretty far out. I mean, people are not going to walk along the wall for like 400 miles and say, oh, look, they forgot.
Well, you know, the wall is also an ecological disaster because the migratory routes of animals, they don't care about a border. And they've been doing these migrations for thousands and millions of years. Now suddenly there's a wall that prevents that. And these animals now turn back.
Do you know that because of the good publicity this country has had, and many Mexicans are not even sneaking across because they don't want to be here. It's too dangerous. You've already made a conceptual wall by arresting people, by sending them back. It's not worth it to be here for the Mexicans. There was a whole bunch of Mexicans who emigrated into Canada recently.
Yes.
They don't want to be here. Forget your damn wall. You have to spend $21 million. Give us $21 billion. Give us a couple of million so we could educate our kids so they know what you're talking about and the fact that it's absolute crap.
Right.
As well as getting a job.
Right. Now, we're running, okay.
We're running?
So that we get everything on time.
Oh, yeah, okay.
We've talked about the Las Cruces International Film Festival. We showed the...
Are we going to show that?
We showed the PSA about that. That's coming up, and the Las Cruces channel is a media supporter of that event. Michael and I will be there at the film festival when it occurs next month, and we'll be reporting on that. Of course, the St. Paddy's Day Las Vegas style show.
Plus the nerds or something, whatever that is.
And the
Waiter benefit at Las Cruces Convention Center on March 11th, Saturday, 6 p.m. to 11 p.m. For those of you who need subtitles read to you.
Right, and of course the this one here, the St. Paddy's Day, that's for the Wounded Warrior Project, March 18th. And it's the only one. It's the only St. Paddy's Day event really going on in Las Cruces.
There's always St. Paddy's Day events. Dublin's will no doubt have a St. Paddy's Day event.
Yes.
The Hooligans, which has the same typeface as Dublin's, isn't it? That's the same typeface. That's Irish typeface.
And that's it. Dublin's. There's no other Irish place in town.
De La Vega's will have corned beef and cabbage, I'm sure.
Now, did you know we have a new film liaison?
Okay, we're going to keep going. Yes.
We have a new film liaison. You know, the city thought that they were serious in getting a new film liaison, but then they don't let him do his job, so he left. We have a new film liaison. His name is Drew Meyer Oakes. We haven't had the benefit of meeting him. I had hoped to have the previous film liaison on this show, but he was...
They don't last long enough. Maybe we'll get this guy.
I'll talk to this guy, and hopefully I'll have him on probably in April.
So, the Academy Awards, we're going to talk about Academy Awards.
Speaking of films, yes.
Academy Awards this weekend.
Happening Sunday.
I don't know if you know the list.
9 films are up for Best Picture.
Mostly La La Land will probably win a lot of those awards.
I predict La La Land because it's won all the other awards, right?
It was an all-in-one, all-inclusive movie. It should win Best Picture. It could win Best Director, but
yes,
everybody liked him, Damien Chazelle, but people...
I've never understood how a picture can win Best Picture but not Best Director. What, it directed
Well,
itself?
because the picture is good.
The picture directed itself?
Maybe it had a good script, as many things.
Well, that's the best writing.
Personally, I really like Manchester by the Sea. I mean, that was a good movie.
Well, that's
and I believe...
I think you get Best Actor, probably. Maybe even Best Script.
I would vote for Casey Affleck
Yeah.
for Manchester by the Sea. However, I would guess Denzel Washington's appearance in Fences was awesome, but
Yes.
I haven't seen that yet. And lead actress, Emma Stone probably won't win for La La Land. Natalie Portman was
I think it'd be
first out.
an African-American actress from Fences.
From Fences. She's she's a supporting actress.
Oh.
So we're looking at Isabelle Huppert for that. And we are looking...
She won the Golden Globe.
Yes. And Viola Davis, supporting actress for
Viola
Fences.
Davis, yes.
Supporting actor would be the guy, Mahershala Ali for Moonlight. And that's it. Have fun on Sunday.